So you can have like two different types of doubt. You can have the skeptical doubt, or you can have the internal doubt. Um, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if you're super cerebral and you need to understand everything and need to have everything in small neat boxes. That is what is normally called a skeptical doubt. Um, I'm one of those. I like things, in small neat boxes, and I like to understand things, and it needs to be logical, and all that. So I completely relate to that. In those two, that is the one that I recognize the most. The other one is the internal doubt, and that's where you have a foundational belief about reality. You create a conviction at some point where that was the only thing that made sense. So it might be that you have a feeling of not being good enough, or you have a feeling of low self-worth, low self-esteem, um, imposter syndrome, fear. It can be so many different things that doubt is about. But for both of them, both the skeptical doubt and the internal doubt, um, the solution is the same. The solution is the same. It's about finding the joy of experiencing. And I know when I say that, if you have issue with about doubt, and I'm talking about the joy of experiencing, you're gonna go, seriously? but it is the only way that you actually can snap out of it. Because if you sit with a sensation of doubt, you are delusional. You are delusional. You have a deep-seated belief that you're not even aware of. You're not even aware of it. And yet, it dictates everything in your life. It's completely delusional. And you might even, fight for that to be true, even though that it makes absolutely no sense, but you still fight for it because you're delusional. You're delusional. And the only way you can snap out of that delusion is by checking in on the joy of experiencing. And the joy of experiencing is something which is happening all the time. It's not something that you walk in and out of. It's there all the time. It's just about whether you're aware or not. So the joy of experiencing is whatever you're experiencing right now, you take that as an experience. So you hold no opinion towards it. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's not a right thing or a wrong thing. It's just happening. And if you just had been, came directly from Mars, you were not a human, and you got into this physical body and you had this sensation of being in this body, whatever you were experiencing, you would be experiencing for the first time. And that would be curious, that would be exciting and interesting and mystical, and you can do that. You can tap into that. That is the joy of experiencing. That is, no matter what you experience, there is an experience in it that you can be curious towards, that you can feel into the sensation about. So it's not thinking about it at all. It's very much feeling with your body, feeling into how it feels to experience this right now. If your mind starts to think about it and starts to have opinions about it, then instead of jumping on that bandwagon, then look at the thoughts and be curious towards that. So you have the joy of experiencing those thoughts, which means, again, you're just an anthropologist that is looking at what is happening in this being right now. What is happening with the thoughts? What is happening with the senses? What is happening in the feeling body? What is happening? So you're completely, you are an anthropologist that is just observing what is happening. There's no attachment to anything going in either direction. It's just that pure joy of experiencing, no matter what it is. Which also means that no matter what you experience is great. Root canal, amazing. Now I'm going to have full awareness when I'm getting it. warm bath, great. Now I'm going to have a full awareness when I'm experiencing it. So you're completely removing yourself from any assumption of what it could be, or what it used to be, or what it should be, and instead you're just in that space of enjoying what actually is. I want to thank everyone that are showing your appreciation of the Awakening curriculum by buying me a cup of tea and becoming members of the YouTube channel. I truly appreciate that gesture. It means so much to me, and it also makes it possible to keep the channel and the homepage free from paid promotion and all that stuff. So thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, then you find the full Awakening curriculum either on the YouTube channel or on my homepage, themore.uk. The Awakening curriculum is a free resource for you to use the Fetter work in resolving the effects of trauma and integrating insights of non-self and non-duality into your daily life and become awake.